back. We are now surviving Judge Mathis, and we are surviving Diddy Glover's freak off. And the ship is going down. Just like the Titanic. Ah, and I knew that it's going to be more celebrities that sacrifice their soul for a jelly roll. And now it's time to come to the front of the courtroom, Your Honor. So, for the simple fact that your wife has been exposing all of your secrets, Judge Mathis, and all of your behind the scenes freaky gay love affairs. And I know you admit it at the daggone motherfucking at the airport about your involvement and you're hanging out with the homies and freaking off and forgetting and neglecting your wife. So now you're gonna have to testify because Wendy Williams, she done surfaced. So we have to meditate, ladies and gentlemen, because the ship is going down. And there's a whole bunch of motherfucking celebrities that's on this Titanic. Ah! Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are back. And I told all of y'all, there is more celebrities. Now, we were surviving the Kardashians earlier. Oh, yes, indeed. Judge Mathis, you already at the front, motherfucking, like your face is all over the place right now. Plaster, pure survival. You know what I mean? So now the feds, they done digged up all the shit that motherfucking Wendy Williams was saying about you years ago, sir. And now, allegedly, Judge Mathis was subpoenaed to be one of the people to testify against Diddy Glover at this crazy ass freak off court hearing that's going to be off the chain. I'm talking about we got to go to this court hearing. I want everybody meet me down in New York. Salute to everybody in the building. My apologies for not acknowledging Kathy Wallace, the lounge in the building, Pure Survival, Dwayne Brown, you know what I mean? Air Mac, Busy 777, Free Spirit. Man, listen, we all in the building. Teresa Bullock, oh, we all in the motherfucking building. Now, Judge Mathis, it's time to pay the piper. They was just talking about Wendy Williams on the Breakfast Club. Cause they saying that everything that Wendy said years ago, sir, has came to light. So if the world feels like that, then imagine what the feds feel like. This is breaking news. And they dug up Diddy Glover's text messages the day that he was chasing Cassie in them Christmas socks, pairs of Bible. The feds just disclosed that. And she was really running from a freak off. So yes, Judge Mathis, this doesn't look good, sir. I don't know who you gonna call a crackhead now.
Family's part of that doc. So it's
This
not
is
like they can
crazy.
say, well, this team did it or that team did it.
Yeah.
The whole
Let's
family
get
is
it.
part of that
No,
document.
the reason I wanted to know
Smash
that
them
report
like
that story
that.
because I thought about Wendy so much yesterday.
Everybody did. The whole world did.
And that's what I'm saying. That story came out, and then some old picture of me and Wendy started going viral.
I see that picture.
Yeah.
And then everybody was talking about her, and I was like, damn, man. I worked with Wendy for a few years, and a lot of things that we've seen over the past, several years. I heard all of these stories about all these people on air and off air. The off air ones was even better. And it just had me thinking, well, what did Wendy lie about?
Do you hear that, Judge Mathis? Pure survival. Shout out to Charlemagne the God. You know what I'm saying? Looking old as a motherfucker. Pure survival. That motherfucker look old in shape. Like you in shape, but then you looking old up here. You know you can put the Beijing in your motherfucking beard. Pure survival. You don't have to look like you about to cast away like Tom Hanks. Where's the ball? God damn it. But Charlemagne is telling the truth because he worked with Wendy Williams for years. And he's saying stories that Wendy Williams told him, Judge Mathis, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? Stories that Wendy said about Diddy Glover, about you, about everybody, even the stories that didn't go viral during survival, even the stories that was never made public, that Charlemagne and his gray beard heard before anybody heard. Y'all got to get them likes up. So yes, Wendy is coming back, ladies and gentlemen, and everything she said is coming to truth, Judge Mathis. This is pure survival, so you might as well go in there and snitch on Diddy. It's going to make your wife proud in the end, sir. You might get her back.
say, well, this team did it or that team did it.
Yeah.
The whole family was part of that documentary.
No, the reason I wanted Lauren to report that story because I thought about Wendy so much yesterday.
Everybody did. The whole world did.
And that's what I'm saying. That story came out, and then some old picture of me and Wendy started going viral.
I seen that picture.
Yeah.
And then everybody was talking about her, and I was like, damn, man. I worked with Wendy for a few years, and a lot of things that we've seen over the past, several years. I heard all of these stories about all these people on air and off air. The off air ones was even better.
Do you hear that? Charlamagne said that he heard these stories about Judge Mathis wanting to try to get his wife to be in a freak off, pure survival. Judge Mathis having a baby. You know what I'm saying? Judge Mathis got a baby. Judge Mathis, you know you got a. Judge Mathis, you know you got a. Judge Mathis, you know you got a baby. He already knew about it. And it's funny, Charlamagne, that you finally standing up here, Survival, saying this, but you was trying to go with the machine, and I get it at the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I go with the machine, but when it comes to like Wendy Williams and you were actually friends, and you weren't sticking up for her around the time when she was falling apart, pure survival, and she was telling you on camera and off camera about Judge Mathis and about Diddy and all these other freak off people in the industry. But I'm glad that you actually speaking up. You know what I'm saying? And you letting it be known that Wendy, you know what I'm saying, was telling the truth this whole time.
The whole world did.
And that's what I'm saying. That story came out, and then some old picture of me and Wendy started going viral.
I seen that picture.
Yeah.
And then everybody was talking about her, and I was like, damn, man. I worked with Wendy for a few years, and a lot of things that we've seen over the past, several years. I heard all of these stories about all these people on air and off air. The off air ones was even better. And it just had me thinking, well, what did Wendy lie about? Because there was so many things she told me about people that have come to pass.
She tell you about the 1,000 bottles?
She really was a one-on-one, okay? Because she would get actual information, and there is so many things she didn't report. I watched her.
Y'all hear that, Judge Mathis? There were so many things that Wendy Williams did not report. So it'd be in your best interest if you go and testify against Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? Because they clearly got you on camera. They clearly got you on tape. You're all over the daggone news right now. You know what I'm saying? You want your wife back. How many of y'all think that Judge Mathis should testify against Diddy Glover? Because once you get a subpoena, you got to go to court. So they must have real solid evidence. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they said that Wendy Williams met up with your wife and gave her fucking all the juice on you, sir. And your wife been talking about you being with the Illuminati and all kinds of crazy shit like that. Pure survival. So you might as well tell. But I'ma just, for this last time, let Charlamagne, because he was not sitting there siding and riding with Wendy when Wendy really needed him. Now he's admitting Wendy was telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
So much yesterday.
Everybody did. The whole world did.
And that's what I'm saying. That story came out, and then some old picture of me and Wendy started going viral.
I seen that picture.
Yeah.
And then everybody was talking about her, and I was like, damn, man. I worked with Wendy for a few years, and a lot of things that we've seen over the past, several years. I heard all of these stories about all these people on air and off air. The off air ones was even better. And it just had me thinking, well, what did Wendy lie about? Because there was so many things she told me about people that have come to pass.
She tell you about the 1,000 bottles?
She really was a one-on-one, okay? Because she would get actual information, and there is so many things she didn't report. I watched her say, like things would come through, and she'd be like, I don't believe that, I don't believe that, I don't believe that. But the things she did believe and reported, boy, those things have come true.
Wow, Judge Mathis, you hear that? Boy, did those things come true. So that whole argument Wendy Williams had with you, pure survival, and you was sitting there talking about her having abortions and she was a serial baby feces killer, pure survival. You was saying all this stuff about her, and everything that Wendy Williams said years ago came to light. Smash that like button for Wendy Williams, because Wendy is definitely getting her revenge during survival. She getting her revenge. You know what I mean? She getting her revenge on Diddy Glover. Diddy Glover got her fired years ago. Judge Mathis was blackballing her like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I'm not mad. They subpoenaed Judge Mathis. They got the Kardashians. Imagine how many other celebrities that's going to have to come to the congregation. This whole ship is sinking. Diddy Glover is taking everybody down on the Titanic. Who's gonna be Leonardo? Man, I don't even want to be Leonardo DiCaprio. I want to be the old white lady that be sitting on the goddamn suitcase while Jack, which was Leonardo DiCaprio, sat there and held that motherfucking suitcase, pierced her Bible, and she got to leave with the jewel, with that jewel in the end of the Titanic. I don't know who gonna be in the end of this motherfucking ship, but Diddy is taking everybody down with him.
And saying, well, this team did it or that team did it.
Yeah.
The whole family was part of that documentary.
The reason I wanted Lauren to report that story because I thought about Wendy so much yesterday.
Everybody did. The whole world did.
And that's what I was saying. That story came out, and then some old picture of me and Wendy started going viral.
I see that picture.
Yeah.
And then everybody was talking about her, and I was like, damn, man. I worked with Wendy for a few years, and a lot of things that we've seen over the past, several years. I heard all of these stories about all these people on air and off air. The off air ones was even better. And it just had me thinking, well, what did Wendy lie about? Because there was so many things she told me about people that have come to pass.
She told you about the 1,000 bottles?
She really was a one-on-one, okay? Because she would get actual information. And there is so many things she didn't report. I watched her say, like things would come through and she'd be like, I don't believe that, I don't believe that, I don't believe that. But the things she did believe and reported, boy, those things have come true.
They even were creating.
I mean, I could write a list right now.
Some of the blogs were even creating. I forget which blog I saw this on. What Wendy Williams has said yesterday when all the Diddy stuff was happening, and
Wendy
they had
said,
what is happening here right
You
now?
heard that? Wendy Williams. They said, what you think Wendy Williams would have said after they locked Diddy Glover up? And he said, bad boy. She's celebrating. So now she want Judge Mathis now. You know what I'm saying? She like, yeah, they got Diddy Glover, now get his ass.
so like things would come through and she'd be like, I don't believe that, I don't believe that, I don't believe that. But the things she did believe and reported, boy, those things have come true.
They even were creating.
I mean, I could write a list right now.
Some of the blogs were even creating. I forget which blog I saw this on. What Wendy Williams has said yesterday when all the Diddy stuff was happening, and
Wendy
they had
said,
what is happening here right now?
boy,
I feel like I'm gonna be indicted.
come out as gay.
Wow. He said bad boys come out as gay. Like, this shit is crazy. And then they got the Diddy Glover text messages. Yo, everybody getting exposed, Judge Mathis. You might as well just go ahead on. Like I said, I know you used to being the person that's on the bench as the judge, but now you getting subpoenaed. Oh, that looks bad. This is gonna be a very, very crazy ass horrible trial. You know what I mean? Especially for the industry. This is gonna look real bad. And Diddy Glover, the text messages when he attacked Cassie and was begging her, like, this is it right here.
Messages are being made public in a sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. The texts were revealed on September 18th while Diddy was in federal court to appeal his denial of pretrial release following his arrest and indictment earlier this week for sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. During his bail appeal, NBC reporters inside the courtroom report that Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson read out loud the text that Diddy reportedly sent to Cassie Ventura after an altercation in a hotel in 2016. She references security video of the event that went public, showing Diddy hitting his then-girlfriend in a hotel hallway. The text from Diddy at the time read, quote, "Call me, the cops are here. I got..."
This is the text messages from Diddy Glover the day he beat her up in the Christmas socks. Diddy told her, call me, the cops are here. I got 6 kids, yo. Please call me. I'm surrounded. You gonna abandon me all alone? This is what this freak off God said to Cassie. You know what I'm saying? I got 6 kids, but you wasn't thinking about your kids during survival. You wasn't thinking about your kids when you was freaking off with Judge Mathis. Smash that like button, guys.
6 kids. Yo, please call. I'm surrounded. You gonna abandon me all alone? The assistant U.S. attorney argues in court that, quote, the defendant knew he had done something that could elicit police response. She stated that if the music producer were freed from jail, it may prevent witnesses from testifying against him, and denied his bail a second time. E! News has reached out to reps for Cassie and Diddy for comment and has not yet heard back. The texts were brought up in relation He abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
And you see that, Judge Mathis? You supposed to be a judge, and that man, you done got tied in with Diddy Glover. You know what I mean? Now you done made everything that Wendy Williams said about you in the past become a reality. That's going to look so bad. The way you used to be sitting on that court bench talking about how everybody was crackheads, Pierce up Bible. You know what I'm saying? Now you going to be the person having to testify. That is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? And then you admitted pretty much about doing your wife wrong. They gonna use that shit against you. Like, yeah, you was at the freak offs. You talking about partying and still getting on a damn helicopter. Like, I mean, an airplane. This shit crazy. This shit is really crazy.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask.
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say to other men, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how many at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends.
And they're going to use this footage, Judge Mathis. You see what they used against Cassie. I mean, what they used against Diddy Glover with the Cassie footage. Now they got you on tape on TMZ talking about you used to be partying with your friends, neglecting your wife, and they're going to say, Judge Mathis, we know that you was at these freak-off parties. We have the tapes. This is why they subpoenaed you. And this is just pretty much a confession. Judge Mathis was making a confession right here.
Flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your life.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back in July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority.
And you should have stayed home and made your wife a priority, sir. But you wanted to hang around with Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? And now you caught up in the freak off indictment. You know what I mean? Judge Mathis, I want to know, what did you have in your suitcase? If it's baby oil in there, you guilty.
It's listed back in July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks.
And that looks like a Diddy Glover drug. If y'all heard me talking about Judge Mathis before, Pure Survival, did y'all see the Diddy Glover jerk? When the motherfucker was like, I was going for 3 weeks. That shit is funny as hell. I know Judge Mathis is high right here. He's high.
More of a priority, but as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July.
I was high for 3 weeks. That motherfucker was high for 3 goddamn weeks, checked his mailbox, and found a subpoena for Diddy Glover's trial. All of our heroes, everybody gonna be at this court hearing. I'm telling you, I'm going to New York. I'm going to this motherfucking joint. This is gonna be wild. Smash that like button.
More of a priority, but as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th.
That motherfucker said, I was gone for 3 weeks. Never trusted that N-word. He trying to grow his hair out. Looking like a crackhead Mike Epps, right? Pure Survival. You know what I'm talking about? Salute to Love My Kids. Just hit that super chat. Love My Kids said he trying to grow his afro. Pure Survival. That motherfucker trying to grow a disguise. It's too late. You the only Judge Mathis out here. They don't care if you was getting high for 3 weeks.
More of a priority, but as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
Oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But
And if you want to get her back, Judge Mathis, you can take my advice right now, because the shoe is on the other foot now. You are the actual person that has to go into a courtroom. You're not the guy that's sitting on the bench, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? You have to testify against Diddy Glover. Now, if you really want your wife back, sir, I think you need to testify against Diddy Glover. You know what I mean? You've been freaking off for 3 weeks straight, flying. You know what I mean? You might have been transporting, who knows, Judge Mathis, if you was flying out any holes, pure survival. You probably had a hole in the cut somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want this information to get out there, you might as well go ahead and tell. Pure survival.
for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
Oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that? I just wanted to eliminate all the rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that.
Okay, it's none of that, but you going to court. I'm not talking about no kids, Judge Mathis, pure survival. But you still keep trying to deny that baby. And Wendy Williams, sir, said you have a kid and it looked just like you. You know what I'm saying? The baby grew up calling people crackheads, all kinds. It got your DNA, Judge Mathis. So you might as well stop lying about the shit. We already pretty much know what's going on. If you want to get your wife back, you must confess to all of your sins and tell on Diddy Glover. You have to go to court. That's what a subpoena is. So everybody's going to see you there. You in the hair. Pure survival. You in the new crackhead hairstyle. It's going to be there.
And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that? I just wanted to eliminate all the rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
there were also, kind of some rumors of any infidelities. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion. So
Yeah, a freak off, Judge Mathis, can create a suspicion, sir. Pure survival. You can't just make it like you just neglecting her. No, when you was going home, you wasn't buttering her biscuit. She would have her biscuit sitting right out there, and you wouldn't put no butter on that motherfucking biscuit, Judge Mathis. You know what I'm saying? Because you running around with freak off mermaids and porn stars and all kinds of stuff behind the scenes that she been talking about, and Wendy been said it, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? So you just need to man up, sir, instead of trying to cry and say, oh, I want my wife back. No, you got to go to court and prove it to her. You tried to do it right here, but you still was leaving her at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And you was going for 3 weeks. No, you know what I mean? And then you try to say, oh, no, I was just neglecting her. You was doing more than neglecting, motherfucker. You was fucking up a storm. Pure survival. And you could have clapped Diddy Glover's cheeks. Diddy Glover could have clapped your cheeks. We don't know how it went, but we know that you was participating, allegedly, in these freak-offs. That's why you got subpoenaed.
Also, kind of some rumors of any infidelities. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You go to work, you go serve in the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other...
No, you went and allegedly was serving penis, you know what I'm saying, elderly penis in the community, sir. Pure survival.
Much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You go to work, you go serve in the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events except without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
Yes. Now, why would she just suspect infidelity, sir? Well, you're not hitting it. You're spending all your time at these freak offs. And then when you do work, right after you done, you're back to the freak off dungeon, sir. And Diddy got all of y'all caught up. Judge Mathis, you could have kept this quiet all these years like you have, but one person, which is Diddy Glover, done got everybody in trouble. So now the best thing you could do is tell the truth and just come to court. It's gonna make your wife proud, sir. I promise. She'll stop messing with that young boy that you said that she was dealing with. Pure survival.
Much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You know, you go to work, you go serve in the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events, except without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose. That's not the
And he said that's not the purpose. Like basically, you still ain't answered the question. And then you was doing all that jerking around the whole time. Motherfucker just kept jerking. Wendy was the wrong one to mess with, Judge Mathis. She was. You know what I mean? You said some mean things to that woman, and she is celebrating that Diddy got locked up. She probably celebrating that you got to go to court now so you can be embarrassed. Like, she don't care about you. You know what I mean? Smash that like button, everybody in the building. We are surviving Judge Mathis having to go to court with Diddy Glover, and it's going to be more celebrities that's about to come out. It is hitting the fan. You know what I'm saying? It is hitting the fan, ladies and gentlemen. Wendy Williams did it again.
How rumors have been going around about Judge Mathis's divorce and how he allegedly had a secret baby outside of his marriage to his soon Linda. Well, it turns out that Wendy tried to spill the tea on that years ago. This was before anybody even suspected that Mathis was allegedly up to some shenanigans, but y'all know Wendy, she's always going to have the tea. So what exactly did Wendy say about Mathis? Let's spill this tea. At first, Mathis was determined to keep his mouth shut after Linda blindsided us with a divorce announcement after almost 40 years. Fans tried to put two and two together because it was clear as day that there was more to the drama than Linda's claims of irreconcilable differences. But the moment people started wondering if Judge Mathis could be the problem, he suddenly decided to speak up and talk about the divorce. There were speculations from fans that he could have cheated, and there were some rumors of him having a baby on Linda. Well, the
Yes, you had a baby on Linda, allegedly, sir.
next thing we knew, Mathis had a talk with TMZ at the airport where he claimed that Linda filed for divorce because he had neglected her for most of their marriage, and that he was determined to fight for his marriage.
I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
not hope.
I was gone for 3 weeks. We just heard him say that. I was gone for 3 weeks. Where's the, yeah.
Travel again, since that was what caused the situation to start with. Yet he was at the airport about to jet off again. Child, he's so unserious. The cheating allegations died down for a while until an old interview between Wendy Williams and Judge Mathis resurfaced. In the interview, Wendy informed Mathis that she had heard rumors of him allegedly sneaking around with another woman. Now, with Mathis being mature and all that, you think that he handled the allegation well, right? I mean, all he had to do was deny and shut down the allegation. Instead, he went in hard on Wendy, threatening to sue her for defamation. He even brought up her addiction struggles, and honestly, he was doing too much.
And he was doing way too much. And if he just denied the shit, didn't say, oh, I'm a sue and all that crazy stuff, it wouldn't have went this far. Same way that Diddy should have gave Cassie that $10 million and he wouldn't be in the situation. Now y'all all wrapped up. Smash that like button. It's getting dirtier and dirtier. It is getting dirtier and dirtier.
I mean, all he had to do was deny and shut down the allegation. Instead, he went in hard on Wendy, threatening to sue her for defamation. He even brought up her addiction struggles, and honestly, he was doing too much.
Here on this show, whether it's TV or radio, one thing that Wendy Williams does is keep it real with her audience. Now, my audience knows all about me and what I've been through, and what they don't know, I go into explicit details in my book. Now, that might not be true, according to you, about this woman that allegedly you slept with, you allegedly got her pregnant. Listen to this. Let me draw up the skeleton, Judge, and then you fill in the meat.
She said, let me draw up the skeleton, Judge, and you draw up the meat. Wendy was crazy back then.
knows all about me and what I've been through. And what they don't know, I go into explicit details in my book. Now, that might not be true according to you about this woman that allegedly you slept with, you allegedly got her pregnant. Let me draw up the skeleton, Judge, and then you fill in the meat.
Wendy, I didn't read that part. Now you making that up.
Okay, let me draw
Now
up.
you and WBL that's about to be sued for defamation. You gonna make some stuff
Okay,
up
Judge,
that
you
wasn't
are
even alleged.
okay.
And that's called defamation.
All right.
That's called defamation, Wendy.
Okay.
She did not allege that.
All right, look.
I'll tell you what she alleged, and it wasn't that.
All right, you tell me what she alleged, Judge, in all of your anger.
I'm not angry.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm not angry.
Okay,
She
go ahead.
said that she had an encounter with me when I was getting high.
During.
Brought to you by
Getting high, same shit she said years ago, and that's the same stuff that Diddy is being in trouble for right now. Getting people high, putting drugs and all that stuff. Man, everything Wendy said, you denied it, Judge Mathis, and it was all true the whole time, in my opinion.
Okay.
And that's called defamation.
All right.
That's called defamation, Wendy.
Okay.
She did not allege that.
All right, look.
I'll tell you what she alleged, and it wasn't that.
All right, you tell me what she alleged, Judge, in all of your anger.
I'm not angry.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm not angry.
Okay,
She
go ahead.
said that she had an encounter with me when I was getting high.
During.
Brought to you by Classic Throwback TV. Still addicted to based on your nasal passages and all these days you missing at work. And going in and out of the bathroom right while I'm here in the studio. As I told you, I've never used.
Are you following that?
Listen, I've never used in my life.
Okay, well,
Never
okay,
in my
tell
life.
me what else she alleged,
So,
Judge.
she also alleged that I asked her to sleep with my wife.
And he had to think about that for a minute. She said she alleged, that I asked her to sleep with my wife. You asked your wife for a freak off, and you asked your side piece for a freak off. You know what I'm saying? And you just so happen to get subpoenaed to a freak off court hearing. Oh man, it's all coming back.
Based on your nasal passages and all these days you missing at work. And going in and out of the bathroom right while I'm here in the studio. As I told you, I've never used.
Are you following that?
Listen, I've never used in my life.
Okay, well,
Never
okay,
in my
tell
life.
me what else she alleged,
So,
Judge.
she also alleged that I asked her to sleep with my wife.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Right, and so, and if you want to believe that ridiculous nonsense, you feel free to. But if you want to keep fueling it when no one else has even asked me about it,
nobody else keeps
everyone,
it like
everyone
this.
in the media.
Yes, Wendy said, he said, you want to keep fueling it when ain't nobody else saying nothing. Judge Mathis was used to that back in the day shit, that Diddy Glover stuff, where they just kept quiet. Nobody said nothing about what was going on. And he said that she kept fueling it. Wendy Williams said no, because nobody keeps it real like me. She kept it real, sir.
As I told you, I've never used.
Are you following that?
Listen, I've never used in my life.
Okay, well,
Never
okay,
in my
tell
life.
me what else she alleged,
So,
Judge.
she also alleged that I asked her to sleep with my wife.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Right, and so, and if you want to believe that ridiculous nonsense, you feel free to. But if you want to keep fueling it when no one else has even asked me about it,
nobody else keeps it real like
everyone in
this.
the media knows that tabloids print trash, but every week that they pay people to come up with you or anyone in this studio to go to a tabloid and tell them, I want to sell you a story on someone, and they'll buy it.
Right.
And if that's the type of stuff that you fuel on your show,
And part
you're
of-
free to.
So if you just tell them, hey, I want to sell a story and they're going to buy it, how did all of it come to light, Judge Mathis? Like if you told her this years ago, how are you like allegedly involved with Diddy Glover? How did those two ties come together? You know what I mean? She said you had a side piece, pure survival. She said that your side piece, you offered your side piece to have a freak off with your wife, sir. And then there is a child that's a grown ass man or girl. I really ain't find out yet about that, pure survival. But you was lying that whole time. Wendy knew what she was talking about, and she was standing on business. Y'all got to smash that like button.
Even ask me about nobody else. Everyone in the media knows that tabloids print trash, but every week that they pay people to come up with you or anyone in this studio to go to a tabloid and tell them, I want to sell you a story on someone, and they'll buy it.
Right.
And if that's the type of stuff that you fuel on your show,
And part
feel
of-
free to. But I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
I also
other than
got-
I didn't do it.
I also
and
got
I
it
have
from
nothing to do with it. And I don't know the woman, never met her, never used. Now, let's talk about fueling your stuff. You, on the other hand, have admitted to being addicted to.
Absolutely.
Secondly, you continue to show symptoms of your addiction.
Okay.
Lastly,
What
I
are
heard that
symptoms? Tell me.
these nasal passages you keep
Yes.
coughing up.
And I did
Secondly,
Afrin, and I did
this
Afrin.
eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes, oh,
that you
yes.
can't have to come to work because every other
Okay.
thing now you even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby.
So he just wanted to try to throw her drug addiction in her face and try to clown her about her drug addiction, pure survival, which Wendy Williams was very upfront that she liked it, that Justin Bieber, that Christina Aguilera, you know what I'm saying, that motherfucking nose candy, pure survival. She admitted to that. But she's talking about what you were doing behind your wife's back. You know what I'm saying? And you was trying to talk about her drug addiction, and you really made us ignore this shit years ago, but now you have to go to court. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
coughing
And
up.
I did Afrin, and I did
This
Afrin.
eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes, oh,
that you
yes.
can't have to come to work because every other thing now you even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby, your newborn. How low can you get? That's about as low as you can get to blame your child for your cocaine addiction. Then, lastly, your bisexual activity. I'm sure your audience want to know about that. I've heard that rumor.
I'm sure my husband would love that.
See, now he's talking about her being bisexual and all that stuff. What did her being bisexual got to do with if you are the father of this mistress child? Like, he had us really brainwashed because now I'm reading between the lines. He's getting off of the subject and then just talking about you're a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? You're a lesbian. Okay, but are you denying that you are a freak off goddess, sir? Pure survival.
coughing
And
up.
I did Afrin, and I did
This
Afrin.
eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes, oh,
that you
yes.
can't have to come to work because every other thing now you even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby, your newborn. How low can you get? That's about as low as you can get to blame your child for your cocaine addiction. Then, lastly, your bisexual activity. I'm sure your audience want to know about that. I've heard that rumor.
I'm sure my husband would love that.
Yeah. Oh, he watches? Does he watch when you do it?
Yes, don't
Wow.
you know?
No, I don't know. I didn't know you were that low down. Lastly,
You said, dude, her husband watch Judge Mathis. You said she a lesbian, and do your husband watch you have sex with women? And you just said, oh, I didn't know you was that low down. But then allegedly, like she said, your side chick said you was trying to get your wife to do the same thing with your side chick. So how you gonna say she low down when you allegedly was trying to get your wife to do the same thing? Pure survival.
to show symptoms of your addiction.
Okay.
Lastly,
What
I
are
heard that
symptoms? Tell me.
these nasal passages you keep coughing up.
And I did Afrin, and I did
This
Afrin.
eternal cold that you continue to have.
Yes, oh,
that you
yes.
can't have to come to work because every other thing now you even stupid so low as to blame it on your baby, your newborn. How low can you get? That's about as low as you can get to blame your child for your cocaine addiction. Then, lastly, your bisexual activity. I'm sure your audience want to know about that. I've heard that rumor.
I'm sure my husband would love that.
Yeah. Oh, he watches? Does he watch when you do it?
Yes, don't
Wow.
you know?
No, I don't know. I didn't know you were that low down. Lastly, we can continue with what I heard about all those, like 8. You had 8 of.
Oh,
That's what I heard. That's the rumor.
How
Now you want to keep
interesting.
fueling that? Did you write about that in your book?
I wrote about it in my
Okay.
book.
All
Yes.
8 of them?
Yes,
Eight?
I have. Unlike you, Judge, I'll be
Word.
smarter about my book. I don't reveal everything for free. People must buy my book to get the information that they need to get.
Finance this radio show knowing that you had 8 as a addict and a bisexual.
And that's all he can say, that you was a coke addict, a bisexual, you had 8 abortions, but that does not say if she was lying about what she said you were doing, sir. Love my kids. Hit that super chat again. He's trying to bully Wendy like he has done for years on his whack course show. You're on my show. You're on my show now. Did he not know that? Facts, pure survival. Salute to Love My Kids. Judge Mathis, Love My Kids just tore you up right there. Like that. That is all facts right there. Pure survival.
I wrote about it in my book.
All 8
Yes.
of them?
Yes, I wrote. I have. Unlike you, Judge, I'll be smarter about my book. I don't reveal everything for free. People must buy my book to get the information that they need to get.
Finance this radio show knowing that you had 8 as a addict and a bisexual. Sponsors continue to put up money for this show.
You know what, Judge? You were
watch out for the
protesting.
anti-crowd, I can tell you that.
Let me just
You
say
better watch
this.
out for them. You better say something to them. Don't explain to
No,
me.
let me say
You ain't no
something.
trial with me. That's what you
Let me
gonna be on
say
trial
something
with.
to you and to
Yeah.
everybody listening.
Go right ahead.
You are the.
You thought you were gonna get me on here and hijack me.
You
But
are
got
the
wrong
Tyson
person.
Beckford.
You got the wrong person, dog.
You are the
You got
Tyson
wrong
Beckford
guy.
of the
I'm not
protest.
some of these I'm not some of these soft guys you done had on here that you think you can talk anything to. I come from the hardest streets of America. And if you
And you bossed that woman around and talked about how you from the hardest streets of America, Judge Mathis, pure survival. So you're going to have that same hard gangster attitude at Diddy's Clover trial. When P. Diddy trial come, you're going to have to testify and be strong and come from the heart of where you said you came from. Because now, like I said, the Titanic ship is sinking. You know what I mean? Pure survival. Everybody smash that like button. My Cash App is right there. You know, $ Jamil Peterson 38. You know what I'm saying? My Instagram is Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. Follow me and I'll follow you back. This is going to be a very short one. But yes, Judge Mathis has been subpoenaed. And we got some other breaking news that's about to come. And I'll be back shortly. This was Pure Survival.